Go. With that, we call the Road Bridge meeting to order. Austin's here.
So the first order of business is we have a member of LTAC, which is Local Highway Technical Advisory Committee, is here to present some awards to road and bridge employees. It's a Road Scholar Award. It's one of two awards that the road and bridge employees can get in far as training on how to take care of roads and various different things. So I'm over.
Okay,
Thank you. I'll come up here.
Yes, please do.
So it's a little more unorganized. So-
What? Oh,
You want me to go over there?
I want to see these guys. I'm proud of it.
I am too, so I'll come over here if you can see.
We don't have a very good setup here, really.
When we are.
We haven't figured it out.
Mr. Chairman, I'll get a picture of you guys with the Road Scholars. If you have no objections to that, that would be awesome. No objections. They let us through with the knives. They just said that they had to promise not to stab anyone.
they're sealed in their box.
Right.
They are still sealed in the box, yes, sir. So real quick, before we hand out the awards, a little bit about the Road Scholar and the Roadmaster program is he was correct in the fact that they complete some courses. What we've designed it for is the Road Scholar is kind of the entry into your roads 101. How do we maintain our roadways? Anywhere from first aid to CPR to temporary traffic control technician, classes like that. It's a total of 40 hours or 80 hours of classes. So we're aware that it takes your employees away also in times of need when you're busy. So we try to time the trainings not right in the middle of summer when you guys are at the point of crucial finish in roads. So we try to do them in the spring and we try to do them in the fall. What we started doing though, especially with myself, being full-time is we're starting to where we can do some special requests. So like after I leave here, I get to go to the city of Chalice and teach a class there that wasn't planned or scheduled, but it's needed. And so I had a break in my schedule. So being full-time, that is a huge benefit for LTAC and the T2 Center. Travel-wise, I don't know that it's a benefit for me, but it works out real nice. A bunch of these individuals are really close to their roadmaster as well, and that's where we get into environmental BMP, speed zones and speed studies. I think they'll all agree the technical end of the training picks up a little bit from the Road Scholar to the Roadmaster. And that's in hopes that as they get the knowledge that it benefits you guys as a jurisdiction and the road departments, the bridge departments, especially what I've seen traveling. I've been doing this about 27 years now. I've been a contract instructor for LTAC and the T2 for about 22 years of that. And then since July, I have come on full-time. My previous was at Highway District 4, and the last half of that was as the superintendent there for the Highway District. So my knowledge is fairly vast in a lot of areas and an expert in probably minimal on a lot of that. I like that I get to learn from these guys. Where we've also found is we've got a bunch that have of employees that have finished the Road Scholar and the Roadmaster. We're seeing a lot of our leadership leave and retire. And a lot of the new guys coming in, 3 to 7 years is pretty common in a classroom now. And at 7 years, we have road foreman. I've been at areas where it's actually 4 years and the director of highways with no background other than your college degree coming out, which is good and bad because they're coming in with no experience, but it's good because the way we do things is changing. It's not the same old way of, we go out here and we physically do it. Our equipment's becoming autonomous. Our equipment's coming with safety features that we can set for employees. And that new wave is coming. It excites me to see the newer environment coming up, but it also scares me because we need more, in my area, the growth is such that we need those experienced operators. And the contractors there that we deal with are saying that they're struggling finding the experience to come and fill these seats. The experience is retired and there's a gap in between there. And so as we get to travel the state, that's cool. And if they ever have questions, I always leave a class with you and how to get a hold of me if I can't answer your question. I will find somebody that can contact you and answer the question for you. But with doing that, one of the tasks that I was set with is we started a leadership program. But it's more than just a leadership program, it's a leadership and professional development. So it goes from your frontline employees clear up to your management on your employee line. In doing that, it talks about contract administration in there, mastering management. How do we master management when we've been that excellent worker? And now all of a sudden we don't get to be the doer, we get to be the maker. And how do we, where's that fine line and how does that come about? I was also tasked with reaching out to BSU and getting some college courses, not necessarily courses, but college instruction. BSU has what's called an extended studies program. It's very expensive. And so coming in with a deal with them, we can get those classes substantially cheaper. One of them is team building and communications. And then the second one is the basically working among generations. Right now, 6 generations working in the same work environment, which is challenging because the new generation is computer. The old generation is we don't need computers to function. We never did before, right? And the young guys are going, well, we need these to function. And so it's a really, really good class. It was in Pocatello, Twin Falls a couple of weeks ago. The feedback on it was great, just because of the changes that are coming. And so the team communications, team buildings as well. Not so much just a leader, that is the professional development, because it does go from our ground clear to the top end of our chain. The other one that, and we just brought it to LHTAC Monday, is creating a culture of accountability. That's a huge class, again, from the front line, our hands-on guys to our upper management. The feedback Monday was, thank you for setting that class up. It was awesome. And that's most of everyone at LHTAC has professional degrees, and they still found that class very beneficial. That it's somewhere in our life, whether it was business or private, that we could all maybe get a little bit better on accountability and creating a culture in the areas that we are at. So one of the other things is we're going to start an award for that leadership and professional development. We're like, okay, we've given you coats, we've given hats, we've given knives. What's the big thing right now? And I look around and you guys have your cups and your drinks, is we're going to get custom engraved Stanley cups that say leadership program with the LTAC logo on it, so that there is some recognition of them completing those 6 classes as well. So, and with you guys, we thank you guys for allowing the budget for the training and for these guys to attend the training. So I'll go ahead and get started. So first we have Scott Dees, and they come with a plaque, the knife that's sealed, and a hat. For now. And if you'll stay right here, we want to get a picture with these guys. And then we have Jared Webster. And then Refugio, Garza, but Hank. On our papers, we'll put your name, but here, you're Hank. And then Terry Jensen. And we have Eric Olsen. Thank you. And then John Brink. And then Kenny Phillips.
Thank you.
That's a big guy.
we could get a picture, that would be great. Everyone can take pictures. I'll let you guys get
Yeah.
yours first and then I'll get.
Why don't you guys all come up here?
You guys will stand in the order you're called. That will help me when I go back and give it to our communications. So we'll need Scott first. Jared. Hank. Terry. Eric. John and Kenny. Thank you, guys. And then if we can get the commissioners in there too somehow.
Pick a spot, John.
What's that?
Just pick a spot.
Sorry.
We'll touch that.
I get it now.
You dropped the knife.
I get the letter.
It's all yours now. I can speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope, nope, you're up there already.
I'm trying to give you the.
Oh, fun.
It's nothing.
I need two, it's all right.
I'm proud of you guys.
Andy.
Oh, sorry.
Two more.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You are good, man.
Things up here.
No, you're not at all.
1, 2, 3.
She shot.
One more, guys. I'm gonna do it both angles here for them.
Neil Maxi Zoom to Weeby.
So 1, 2, 3. This way. 1, 2, 3. Again, thank you guys so much for allowing them to attend trainings.
It's pain to do this kind of stuff, but it should have that.
Thank you.
There, look up there, you know. Oh, yeah.
Almost got it.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you in some more classes hopefully
Yeah.
soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Next month. Start next month. I got work.
Thanks again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you can come sit up here. You don't have to sit back there.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, LTAC the contractor for the transportation department or
What's that?
LTAC, are they a contractor for the transportation department? I don't-
No, they're a separate entity. It's a local highway technical advisory committee. They serve all the local communities around the state.
So where do they get their money?
Some of it comes through, when we apply for federal projects or
Uh-huh.
state funded
Uh-huh.
projects. Some of that money in that project funding goes to pay for LTAC.
Get the percentage.
And that's where a lot of it comes from. I think they've also got a state mandate that they get funds from the state through other funds, but
I never heard of it before, so.
They are our greatest advocate for local street funding and grant funding. Such a great resource for
they
us.
do a lot of project administration, grant administration. They do a lot of RFPs for different designs. We work with them through the safety project and the bridge project, or safety program, bridge program, local funding through BMPO. Also, they get involved with urban funding and planning.
Cool.
You'll hear quite a bit from them in the future when we have applications to go into them. So we do have a couple members of the public online. I think they want to talk about it. If you want to do that subject first, and then we can go through some of the other things that we have.
What are they? You know,
I believe it's for the 65th West. I believe Mr. Staton is the one that.
Mr. Stanton, unmute your mic and I'm over to you for a few minutes.
I'm here if I heard my name called, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what do you have for us? Can you hear me, Rick?
Thank you.
Hello?
Can you hear us, Rick? Yes, we can't. You wanna log off and try logging back in? Apparently. People read that. Yes. Yes. Well, if you.
I can help while Rick's getting set up, so we can get set up a little bit. He showed me the letter that he sent to you guys also. I live on the corner of 49th and 65th, also across the street from Rick. So
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell us your name and address?
Tim Blecka, 6422 West 49th South.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, I think I figured my way through Zoom, sorry.
Oh.
This is Rick Staton.
Okay, Rick's back.
You guys have cameras, you can turn them on so we can actually
Oh, cameras,
see.
man.
Yeah.
We work from home. We don't have cameras on. At least I do.
If you have
Just
your
a second.
phones.
I'm used
There
to
you
There
go.
we
team.
go.
I know Rick's traveling, so I don't know where he's at right now. So I don't know if he'll be able to turn his camera on or not.
I'm working on it.
Okay, so what do you want to add?
Well, I'll add while Rick's working on it. I'll add just the process here, and what we're really the letter is really entailing is at the end of 49th there where 65th turns into gravel at this point, right next to the Williams house is across the street from us too, Dave Williams. Where that turns into gravel right there, it's a straight shot down 65th all the way through. And currently we've had, because of the bridge construction, that some of that stuff is kind of beyond our real control because of the way that the concrete people seem to not be able to fill things very quickly for us. But that road has just become a major dust mitigation issue for us that live in this area, because there's a lot of big trucks that are using it with the slaughterhouse being out here now, and also with just not being able to use any alternate routes. Our next alternate route right now is all the way up around 17th, which is a good long ways out of everybody's ability to get places right now. It's not a straight shot. And I know I've talked to the road department a little bit, and they said 33rd hopefully will be open soon. But we're also looking at future state here with the traffic, because it's a straight shot off the freeway through the roundabout down. I think it's 49th and 65th is the next one down, 65th South. I think that's what it's called. But it's the next one down, goes in front of Melaleuca. That's a straight shot road going straight across out to the 65th West. That's gravel right now. So I think that road is going to always see an increase in traffic from all the things going on out this side of town right now. So what Rick had proposed in that is in his letter too is, revisiting getting some funding to pave part of that or do something to that road to, and I know paving might not be the right terms, but to help that road mitigate a lot of the dust coming off of it, and maybe somehow we can figure out for slowing cars down a little bit too. I don't think any of us would complain about slowing them down a little bit, because they come zooming by my place pretty fast and go right onto that gravel road. One, kicking up a bunch of dust. Two, right now at least, and two, it just, I think it's dangerous, especially for the Williams across the street from us, which are right on that road. So those are kind of some of the points I had. I don't know if Rick has some more stuff to kind of add to that. That was just my viewpoint from sitting out, looking my window, looking out at the road right now from my house. So and I've been here. We've lived in this house 7 years or so, and we know living on a gravel road, you do have to accept some dust stuff. But I think traffic has just increased substantially, especially when the bridges have been out for so long. And then people might change their driving routes to use that road more often. And it just becomes washboard craziness because of speed, obviously, within, a matter of a couple days after they come out and grade it. They're trying to get out and grade it as much as they can, but it just, even grading it doesn't help, because I think it just makes more dust when you stir that all up, even sometimes too, and makes people even go faster than washboarding it. So just something to present, to look at. I know funding is tight, like everything. So just trying to kind of get this in front of the council a little bit better, and get in front of the commissioner, so that maybe we can come up with some kind of solution to really help this situation a little better out here. And be able to find some ways to fund it or something, or at least get part of it done. So anyway, Rick, if you got your thing going, then maybe you can add stuff to that.
I can't get my camera going. I apologize.
Okay.
What I would add though is that, so I work in Idaho Falls, downtown, not downtown, but close to the river. Anyway, at 5 o'clock, it can be 0 wind, but when I get out to my house at 5 o'clock in the evening, it's usually, more often than not, 20 miles an hour plus. And so that makes it even more of a nuisance relevant to the dust traveling, and it's always, well, I shouldn't say always, but majority of the time, the primary direction of the wind is from a southwesterly direction, and it's always been that way. But just because of the additional traffic, and like Tim was saying, the slaughterhouse, people are taking semis and so forth, are going, around through the roundabout down 65th south to the west, and then coming up the road. And as we all know, the larger trucks create more, more tires on the ground, creating the dust. And it's just, when you can't enjoy the outside at all because the dust is such a nuisance, it's like, what's the point? So, and if my letter's been shared, I pretty much hit on every topic that I would talk through again. So just short of anybody else that's joined the meeting, if they had anything to add to it. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. And if any of you folks that are online or zoomed in, you're unmute your mic or raise your hand so that if you have a comment.
And we have Dan who has a comment.
Dan?
Yeah, am I okay to make a comment here?
Yes, please.
So I live like right in the middle of 65th West, and I agree with Rick that it's become a real big issue with all the traffic that we have down that. So yesterday morning, one of those trucks that is going to the slaughterhouse had come down the road, and it was a still morning like that. And it was so poor visibility, I had to stop at my mailbox and wait until he was all the way down to the pavement before I could even see to be able to go down the road. And I feel like there's some definite safety issues that are happening in that area too. But we would appreciate any consideration you can give for some longer term improvement here.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, this is Shannon Greenhall. I can't turn on my video at the moment, but I would just add, in addition to the dust, just, we've been out here now for 17 years, and just the condition of the road in general probably just with the increased traffic, it's just gotten worse and worse where, you know, when they come out and grade the road, you know, we're looking at a week and it's already falling back into disrepair. And so like that washboard, it's just always there, just beating up our vehicles. It just has become more and more difficult over the span of those years. And that's just the main thing I would add in addition to the dust and the traffic, and the safety. I was out walking yesterday and I really probably can't do that anymore. I'd have to like drive down to a, you know, a paved or improved section to do that. Just because it's so dangerous right now with the traffic and the dust and everything like that. But thank you for listening to that.
Thank you.
This is Rebecca Adams. We live across the street from the Green Halls on 65th West. And I would second that our vehicle wear and tear is incredibly affected. I've had to replace 2 windshields. I mean, we get a lot of chips from driving that road. Whenever, you know, a big truck passes you, there's that risk of rocks getting kicked up and chipping your windshield. But I've had 6 rocks that all hit in a pattern at once, and it basically sends a line across. I can't just replace the chip. I have to, it's beyond repair. I have to replace the windshield, and I've done that twice in 8 months. So it's again, that part of it's that washboard makes the wheels bounce, so it kicks more rocks up. And then, you know, the alignment on the vehicles, it's just throttling our vehicles.
Can you give us your full name and address again?
Rebecca Adams, 5744 South, 65th West.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Looks like it. What's that? I think. Okay. Lance.
So there has been a process in the past.
Speak up so they can hear you.
Hopefully they can hear me. There has been a process in the past where the commissioners have looked at requests like this. They put it into a spreadsheet and see how other roads that have also been requested to look at. This spreadsheet was last looked at in early 2024, and at that time 65th West and the traffic that was on it did not rank as high as a few other roads, one of which was Chapel Road, but Chapel Road in Swan Valley was requested to be oiled, and we did do that for them. The city of Swan Valley did pay for that. The other road that was also ranked higher was Old Irwin Road in Swan Valley. So without doing another count or a traffic count on this, I'm not sure where 65th West would fit into this matrix. And with the bridges down, I don't know that the traffic patterns are what normally would be there. So I would suggest to the commissioners that once the bridges get done, hopefully within the next month and a half, 2 months, we go out and do a traffic study, put it in the matrix and see where 65th West does lie. And then bring that information back to the commissioners and say, what would the commissioners like to do? Do you want to try to figure out a way to oil the road? If we oil the road, what we have done in the past is called a 3-shot BST, or a bituminous surface treatment road. That's basically a heavy oil and chips in one layer, heavy oil and chips for a second layer, and then the second year, the second summer, we come back and put a 3rd shot on top of that. And so we end up with about 2 inches of oil and gravel on that road that basically looks like a paved road. But it costs the county way less than actually doing a 2-inch overlay or something on it.
A couple of questions for you. First, is this normally a high traffic semi route?
We haven't seen a lot of semis on it. In the last time we did a traffic count, there was about 4% of the traffic that was trucks.
So are the bridges out, the bridges that are out right now? Kind of traffic to divert so that we're getting a lot more semi.
I think there's, well, there's certainly diversion of traffic, whether it's truck traffic or car traffic. There's probably both, but I don't know how to quantify that.
I kind of wonder why there's semis going to the meatpacking plant down that route.
This is Rick Staten. One other thing that may be contributing to the additional semis is that feedlot, Johnson's feedlot. With the bridges, with 33rd being out, it is not a direct route to the feedlot, but I think that is somewhat of the effect. And the other thing is I'm seeing, the trucks that I've been seeing is Melaleuca semis that are coming from that packing plant because that's Vandersloot's, and they're going back to the warehouse over on 65th South. And so that packing plant's only been in operation for less than a year. And so I think that's attributed to that additional semi travel that may have not been seen in 24. Thank you.
Thank you. Asphalt instead of gravel. Some of that, when is the projected date for the bridges? That's almost like asking about a projected date for elevators, but.
Yeah, or the projected date for another bridge.
Yeah.
So I did get a little bit of information, which was good news that, we finally have a date for the bridge girders on 49th South to be poured, but they're not due to be poured until May 7th. That's when they're starting. So the 33rd bridge, they should be working on the road work to get it gravel surface and up and ready for pavement. And they should be doing that soon. The girders are already in there, the guardrail's already up. And so I'm hoping by the first part of May that will have asphalt on it and be able to be opened back up to the traffic. The one on 49th South with what's going on, it'll probably be, I'm guessing the end of May before that will be opened up to traffic. I'm hoping that it might be sooner than that, but.
So is there anything we can do to curtail the dust issue until the bridges are done? So we have the increased traffic out there.
Yeah, there is an application of dust control where we put mag chloride down. And the landowners along the area have an opportunity to sign up for that dust control and pay for mostly the material, and will through the process of that, what the price is for dust control on a 1/10 of a mile of road right now is about what it costs to buy the material and a little bit of the labor, but not all of it. So all of the landowners, or most of the landowners out there, know about the dust control program. Some have signed up for that in the past, and I believe some of them probably have signed up for this year. That dust control will go down in probably the month of May.
Hey, this is Rick Staten for that subject, if you don't mind. So most part, it's been John Hawley and myself, and if others like Green Hall and others have paid, I mean, I apologize for not recognizing that, but John Hawley and I have been paying for the last 2-3 years to be doing that. And it only lasts a couple of months, and that's been on the lesser used times. And that pivot that's across the street to the west, it pushes that mag chloride down in the ground quicker to where it only lasts about a month. And the last I checked, we have dust till about October, November. And so, I mean, one application while it lasts, I mean, it does knock it down. It doesn't last very long. And we do appreciate, at the, like the one gentleman was talking about, it's basically at cost. I mean, that's very appreciative, but one application it just doesn't last very long. I'm done. Thank you.
Looks like to me, we're talking about a short-term problem and then a long-term problem that might be two separate problems.
Yeah.
Like right now, the residents are having a big issue because of all of the traffic but it also looks like it might be a long-term traffic with the new slaughterhouse and the new traffic that wasn't there before, even after the bridges.
Potentially, and that's why I would recommend doing a traffic count after the bridges are back in place to get a better representation of what the normal traffic would be out there.
That's great.
Is it something we can look at? Sorry, Commissioner. I just want to know if it's something we can look at that we can get done like ASAP for at least the temporary dust mitigation on that road as a kind of a stopgap, because if it lasts for a month, that'll get us through the bridge constructions at least, and then that'll give us a better idea. And I don't know, I think with how this all had gone down, it'd be something hopefully we can find some funding within Bonneville County to cover the cost of getting that done this time, just because the bridges are out more than anything else because of the increased traffic. And then we can do the traffic study after that point and really kind of focus in on, where do we need to go from there at that point. That would be a big help, at least at this point, I think, and others can agree or disagree on that from the area here, but at least they would give us something instead of just sitting here eating the dust every day.
They are starting, when they do start applying mag, it'll be out here on the west side. So
what does it cost to do whatever stretch, a mile or whatever it is? What would that cost?
For VST?
Yeah,
No,
not for VST.
For MAC patrol, it's five something per 1/10 of a mile. And that basically covers the material.
5,000.
Yeah.
Not to speak for the others, but a half a mile would suffice. Because that would put it past Green Halls as well as Adams Place. If that would help the cost. One question though, it's not been brought up, but I don't know if others have seen this, but out in, like up in Salmon area along the river there are some places where they add a chemical and it's not mag chloride, but it mixes in with the dirt and you have a fairly solid surface. Has anybody heard of this chemical?
Wow.
But
There's different processes and different chemicals that are used, but all of them function pretty much the same way. Other areas have used beet juice to do this, but it doesn't really change the process. The process is much the same where the application that goes in is just, it's a different chemical.
I understand. It's just, I'm what I've witnessed is it's a longer term solution. It's not pavement solution, but it's a longer term to where, I mean, for months it keeps the dust abated and the road is pretty solid. I mean, yeah, anyway, nothing comes to the.
I would imagine that's pretty close to what you've done up on Chapel Road. Well, this is on the agenda as a discussion item. We don't have an action item on the agenda, so that would have to be added to the agenda. Yeah.
I did send an email to Riverbend too, that I wanted to talk to whoever I need to about the trucks, and so.
Thank you.
We'll get with them and see if we can use them to use an alternate route till we come up with some sort of solution, yeah.
So we will, we'll take this under advisement and discuss it and come up with a plan. Like I said, we don't have an action item on the agenda for this, so.
I understand.
Obviously, we need to take some action here and get something done in the short term and come up with a long-term plan. That's gonna be workable, because I agree, that's not gonna get less busy up there.
This is. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. I have two other items. I thought you were done and I apologize, but the first is if nothing's decided by May 1st, for those of us who have done dust abatement, we need to register or sign up before May 1st so that we can at least get that taken care of, unless the short-term solution is for the county to pay for it. So if at least an email could be sent to me and I can distribute to the group, that would be handy, really nice. And the others is I want to thank the commissioners and Road and Bridge for listening to I and the neighbors for at least taking this under consideration. I'm done, thank you.
Well, we'll make a decision on this first of the week, get that out. So action can be taken before you have to register, you'll know in advance, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all for
Yeah,
bringing this
thank
to
you.
our attention.
You have no
Thank you-
idea how
thank you for
exciting it
listening.
is for us to have the public join us for a public meeting. It's a good thing.
All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bridges. Well, so true. I love bridges. Just,
A construction of them.
wish it would work in a timely fashion that it should.
Is that just because of all the funding that was available to work specifically on the
Those two bridges were part of the LILB program.
But the shortage of all spans. Nobody having,
Yeah,
because it all got snapped up and
well, Cannon Builders was the one that was doing most of them. And they had to ship some to Salt Lake to get poured. The ones for 49 South were due to be out of Salt Lake, but now they've shipped it to Caldwell. And we're gonna supposedly have Caldwell plant do them. And it's just, it's
because ours
It's
are
not-
not the only bridges.
Yeah, we're having the same problems.
Yeah.
All our bridges.
And people drive faster on washboarded roads because they're smoother when you go fast.
That's true.
That's true.
About 45, it smooths out the
It
bump.
does, yeah.
and that causes the washboards
That
even.
makes it work. Yeah.
So you'll put this on the calendar for an action item next week, Ashley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Doesn't the sheriff live out on that road? But he lives on the paved
He
portion.
lives on the paved portion of it, and he's just north of there.
That was paved before he was there.
Yeah, it was paved before he got there and built his house.
Good note.
I would guess with the stuff they're using in salmon, it's gotta be some kind of polymer type that
I'll bet
is,
it's the same stuff.
but it probably is the same. If it's different, but
Sort of.
I don't know that that does anything different than what mag chloride does.
Well, it's just they don't know how much.
Roadway material too.
And if there's less traffic, they wouldn't know it there like they would downtown.
You got washing it off, that
Yeah.
you don't
Well,
have salmon.
And trying to control the pivots is a
Doesn't work.
ongoing problem. with
Yeah, apparently they don't really have a shortage of water because they keep watering the roads.
Yeah,
We water our paved roads too.
very much so.
Trying to grow some new sidewalk. There's a lot of that going around. Oh, that was fun. What else?
So, do you wanna go?
Sure. I actually don't have anything new for the commission today, but just confirming we are on for our joint meeting on May 12th.
Yes, which is just exciting. When we're doing this.
We'll do it in Manning City Hall. We've got a new multi-purpose conference room. It's not super fancy. Austin came
It's
over,
nice.
but it does the job and it'll fit, I think it'll fit our group. When we have our employee potlucks in City Hall, we put about 20 people in there and it's cozy. But we'll accommodate it. So we'll plan on that. And
Thanks for setting that up, because we've
Of
been
course,
trying to do it with other cities too, and I'm kind of left floundering for a subject that both of us want to talk about in front of people.
well, we're fun, you know, and we're glad to have you. And I was told that Austin is gonna attend. And Ashley,
I was not planning on it,
okay,
but I can.
okay. Just let me know.
I would like to come too, if that's option, so.
It's fine with us.
Okay.
Party's open.
Like to.
What, it's at noon?
And just let me know, account in advance. We've got time so that we can order for everybody. What's funny is, you know, on the city side, we'll have all 6 city council members, the mayor, I'll be there, the city clerk will be there. and the city planner. Now, they'll probably be all of us. That's about 10. The city side. Oh, and Scott Hall should probably be there as well.
Scott won't be able to say anything because he represents us.
I just let him say what he
Will
wants.
you make sure you know?
He was on it.
Okay, thanks.
So we'll probably have about, I would say, 20 total. So if we have to move.
Cool, no, that's great, thanks.
That's one thing. And then the second thing was, we met yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was last week. And we talked about our SS4A collaboration on our grant efforts. That's the Safe Streets for All grant. And so last year, we put together a comprehensive safety action plan that was a combined effort with the city of Amman and the county. And now that we have that plan, it's done, we can now apply for grant funding. Were you in that webinar yesterday?
No, I was not.
I attended that. It was really interesting because we're in the best position possible. That we have the comprehensive safety action plan that SS4A funded. But they're only giving out in one category of funding 40 to 70 grants nationwide for the construction funding. But in the other category, which is the planning and kind of like the planning and study category, it's almost unlimited for the number of grants they're going to give out.
They just want to talk about stuff, not actually get stuff done.
Yes,
Yeah.
however, and the consultant that was brought on board, the things they may be able to wordsmith it enough that we could get some actually boots on the ground information that would go directly towards the design of an engineering design, without saying using engineering design.
Without saying the D
It's
word.
a design.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working through now. I think we haven't made any big decisions on exactly what we're gonna do, but I think what we probably should do is City of Amman should apply for a grant, and then Bonneville County should apply for a grant. And I'm happy to help out with your grant as much as needed. And one of those should probably be a planning grant, and the other one should probably be an implementation grant. And only one jurisdiction can apply for a grant per year.
Right.
So that spreads us out
Yeah.
and gets us to apply for
Good
2
idea.
grants on the same plan. So,
And we've talked preliminary about some of the different road sections that we could apply for. We need to get back together and decide which ones are which.
Great idea.
that's it for me. Any questions for me?
We've got our little Friday night thing going.
Yes.
Is there, I know the mayor said he'd try to come, but if any city council members or anybody like that
Oh,
could
that's
come,
true. Yeah,
that would be great too.
What
We
time
could
is
just have
that?
somebody, it's at 8 o'clock here at the courthouse, the front of the courthouse. Steps or no steps, I'm not
I
sure.
know.
In front of the courthouse.
what's that?
I'll send you the invite flyer.
Actually, I think you sent it to me, right?
Maybe. I've been I tried to get a bunch out fast, so Ashley would be more,
Great. And I'll get it to the city council. I can't attend. I'll be out of town.
yeah, same, fortunately.
It's kind of funny. I attended, a live performance last Saturday for JK Studios. I don't know if anybody's a fan of JK Studios. Anyway, they're a comedy group, like a skit comedy group, and they had a whole skit on one if by land, 2 if by sea. And it was so funny, because they're like,
You haven't heard about it for years and then all of a sudden it's everywhere.
now it's everywhere. Well, this skit was funny that it was Paul Revere and the other guy's like, okay, 1 lantern by land, 2 if by sea. And the other guy's like, great, got it. Paul Revere's going away and he says, wait a second. What if they come by air? And so they go on and on. What if they come by air? And what if they come by this? And by the end of it, they're up to 37 lanterns. If they come by amphibious mobile device or something like that. It was great. Okay, I'll send that out to them and we'll see if we can get some of
Run
that.
that on Saturday Night Live, so we can all watch it.
I don't think they filmed it, but if they do, I'll send it out.
Devin said he would take care of getting the trucks rerouted from that road till we get the bridges done,
That's so
so.
nice of you.
Let's let Mr. Staton know that.
Yeah, if you email them about other stuff, you can just let them know, so.
That's from Melanie.
Thanks for getting the upper roads plowed and open. Lots of horn hunters that are out.
One was not yet.
And a lot of fence fixers too. At least that's what they said they were going to do. They're probably going to hunt horns.
Yeah.
Probably and the holders, but they tell us they're fixing fence.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so, the next thing is on the agenda,
Go ahead.
sorry, is a supplemental right-of-way contract for parcel 10 on First Street. This is the Hess parcel. We've talked with him, gone through this with, the attorneys and stuff. Our attorneys are recommending that we go ahead and do this. This will pay for some gravel that's on his land and improve his access, but it still restricts it to one access point on First Street. It is going to be east, on the east side of the property, which is where it is now, which will be better than having it on the west side, which was also an option. But recommend that we have the commissioners sign this supplemental right-of-way agreement with parcel 10.
That's the one just east of tiebreaker on
Just
the
east.
south side.
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
This is the last one, right?
I think
The
so.
one that's in court.
I think so. Except the one in court. And that one is also kind of on the agenda to have a decision made, so.
Thank you for getting that one.
Yeah. We need a motion. Kind of thing.
We can do a motion to, for all of them. Okay, consent agenda.
Okay.
So
We're
the
gonna do it
second
all as
one,
a consent agenda, so one motion, so.
yeah. So if it's consent agenda, the next would be to pick one of the appraisers on First Street that are tied up with the parcel on the north side of the road, the ones that's in eminent domain. Last week I gave you those two options. Austin gave me a third option. We did contact him and he is not going to be available. And could not commit to doing it in the time frame that we're looking at doing it. So I probably wouldn't put him as part of that, but there were two options and just having the commissioners make a decision on which one they wanted to proceed with.
Have we worked with either one of those?
No,
What have you got, Ashley?
we have not worked with either one of those before.
Okay, I remember looking at that.
I don't think Michelle's seen those unless
Your Michelle or this Michelle?
you,
One was-
that was last week,
Considered
it's the
one.
resumes of his appraisers.
Cook and
One was.
So, Brad said he couldn't do it
Tyler Freak.
in the time frame. So,
Have you worked with?
Pretty dramatic difference between the,
I just spelled
unless there's some justification for the
FREE.
really expensive.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
So Weston Davis looked through them and he didn't necessarily look at the price, but he recommended the first one, Corey Cook, because of his experience. But
Which one's the expensive?
that was
that would
expensive.
be the expensive one.
So Weston didn't look at the price.
Well, he evidently did because he asked me about the price afterwards and say, well, I was included in the email.
Handy, but
How much is it?
For Corey Cook, the fee was $9,000 plus a lot of court prep costs of $400 an hour, court testimony at $500 an hour, and support staff at $125 to $300 an hour.
And the other guy is $3,000, court and deposition time is $450.
Yes.
It's quite a difference.
Who do they have on the other side? Who's the other attorney on the other side from us?
We don't know yet. Right now, she was representing herself.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I say we go with the lower price. I mean, it doesn't matter who the other side's going to be. You know,
And,
you're-
and that won't be, if it goes to a jury trial, the earliest that they could have a jury trial was August of 2026.
Right,
And so that's why Weston thought that if we got this appraisal here first, we could go back to her and maybe come to a settlement before it went to a jury trial.
so she filed the suit herself.
I believe so, yes.
This is software too.
Um, I don't remember.
This is the eminent domain case.
Yeah, but she used to work for Spofford Law.
I think she was a paralegal for a
Yeah,
long time,
that's
so I don't.
I say we go with the lower priced one then, because she's gonna think she can do it all the way along and. I don't know.
That would be in the you guys.
I mean, it's a big difference in.
It is.
$6,000 up front. Difference, but that's probably a one-time difference, you know, did Weston have any estimation of what it would cost to?
Again, Weston is hoping this will be settled before going to, yeah.
Guess we'll wait for John.
That's a huge difference, you know, when we did the appraisals on First Street. I think we did it for two or three properties. It was like $2,500.
And most of the ones we've done for 45th East are 3,000 to 3,500.
Yeah.
The ones we did on Iona were over 3,000. This is just an appraisal because of the lawsuit and because of the situation
Yeah,
that.
I'm with you.
And this Michael Scott, I don't know who he is, do you?
He is the right-of-way agent.
I see that, I don't know.
So he works for Horrocks Engineering. He's the
Okay.
same one that we've used to do right-of-way negotiations on 45th East. We're also using him on 5th East and 49th South. We've used him quite a bit, so.
Yeah.
And he also has fees on top of it too.
He says both of them are fine.
Yeah.
So. I would also wonder though, I also wonder, if before we actually retain them, if we can keep negotiating with her and say, listen, we're gonna be paying this right up front. We'd rather
would
give
be-
you half the price of what these guys are gonna cost us on top of whatever we've already offered you.
Well,
Which is an alternative.
if you want to come up with options like that, you're probably gonna have to have that discussion with Michael Scott, and I can get him here,
Well,
but it's outside of.
that's for Weston to decide, really.
You might want to have a different vote on that, other than just a consent agenda to have.
Separate things.
Yeah,
Okay, did you discuss it yesterday in executive session at all?
No, we didn't know. I mean, I don't.
Because that's one of the things that Weston says in that is you can have executive session and discuss alternative options before you.
So I'm already out of line, is that what you're saying? Austin?
No, you're not out of line. I'm just saying that what you're saying, that's where you get together and say, what about these other options before you agree to do this?
All right, looks like we have two
Okay,
options.
let's set that one aside. And have discussion about it.
okay. The other right of way negotiation type of situation we're in, I wanted to make you aware of the numbers. We have new appraisers
Appreciate
back.
you shuffling paper for us.
No
We'll
problem.
put you on our page.
Well, these are numbers and all the sheets are the same, but It just shows what the right of way appraisals have come back in the second time around before we send them out to the homeowners on 50 49 South. So the change has happened. We went back to the design, we necked down the right of way just a little bit. Instead of a detached sidewalk on the top parcel there, it's now an attached sidewalk. And so the right of way sucked in, and that took the right of way acquisition down a little bit, but it
That's on the
took the
north side?
damages up long. This is on the south side. Parcel number 1 is on the southeast side. So the comparisons between the old and the new are substantial.
Yeah.
If you're okay with Michael Scott sending out those offers to those 3 parcels for those new appraisal numbers, I'll give him that direction.
Is Jensen the northwest or the?
Northeast.
Okay.
You okay with this?
Yes.
Send it out? Okay.
I'm okay with it.
So I'll go ahead and take those back, and I want the parcel owners to see the numbers.
Those change. Right in the building right there.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Next would be authorizing the contract with Horrocks Engineering to do the CENI on our 25th East and 49th North signal project that is out to bid right now.
Okay.
The contract and the amount is there, $161,000. As outlined there.
That last week, no?
No, we didn't do it. We looked at the scope of work just a little bit, but you didn't have the contract in front of you to sign. The second document is actually the contract. The first is just the manpower and price. Okay. Those are
Any
the
more?
actions. That's the action items that I have, so.
Motion. Consent agenda items. They're stacked in front of me. Maybe these two. We're talking about that. Subdivision.
Okay. I make, go ahead.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items. Place for you. Okay.
I second it.
All approved, all in favor?
Aye.
Michelle? Sorry, Daniel.
And we still haven't heard from Forest Service on.
No, we haven't, and that was one of the discussion items. I did want to update you on that.
I just give you back when you need to be signed.
Yeah,
Got that one.
you got the Horrocks one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all this. Cindy was in yesterday and said she'd heard in her office that it had been approved. and
Yes.
She'd have her money. And I said, well, we haven't heard that from the Forest Service yet.
Okay, thanks so much.
So it's made it to Boise that it's been approved and we have our money. We just don't have the money yet. So.
Yeah. So, the other,
Be happy.
yeah,
but-
so, Keller Associates has the plans pretty much ready. They are going to be at the point of being able to stamp them this week.
Oh, good.
They want to know when we want to go out to bid for it, and I've told them, it's like, I don't think we're gonna go out to bid until we have the money. So
I will send her another text today and see if I can.
she is supposedly out of town, right now, Tracy,
So
and
should
I don't know.
Colby?
Send it to Colby.
Okay. Let's go back to this one, how the go with the session, when I discuss this, or when Weston discuss this, or
We already kind of discussed it. Yeah, he's got it.
I know what Weston said, but Weston
I don't
didn't
think
know
we need to
the
go in.
value of,
I don't think we need to go into executive session for this.
yeah, I know, he did talk about that, we just need a motion to hire. But
I think we can just hire the less expensive one since we're working with a pro se respondent or litigant who's likely to remain pro se since she was a paralegal. And, if she gets somebody big to come on board, which I would doubt because it's just not big dollar enough to pay somebody. So I just say we go for the low end option at this point, since the right of way agent said both.
I would agree.
and so why that makes it unanimous.
With the motion to hire
Tyler Free.
Tyler Free.
Yeah.
For the consulting expert witness for CV 10-24-6992.
Something here needs to be signed.
No, nothing on there needs to be signed. I'll just give directions to Michael Scott. to
Okay,
do
all in
that.
favor?
I
Aye.
Thank-
Okay,
That's
we got
all I
everything
have.
done.
Cool, like I said, thanks for getting those roads opened up.
Still,
I'd like to. The guy that called and bitched and moaned, when we called down here, gave the gate, he said the gate at Ryrie, didn't say Meadow Creek. So the girls didn't know that was on the list of roads that were gonna be open tomorrow. Because he didn't say that's where he's going. And he literally used foul language for 25 minutes before he got down to the fact that, well, you know, it's right,
not like-
because we're locking him out of his property and how would I feel and, you know, called him back in 10 minutes.
Just to fill you in, Michelle, so last week I asked these guys, Rockwell approached me about the property that we own on First Street. It's right there across from Oklahoma States and kind of coved into McDonald's farm. They'd like to build a park there. And wanted to know if the county would be interested in leasing them the ground. They would do all the maintenance, take care of the property.
What, like 100
Landscape
years or something?
installation mode.
I don't know exactly what kind of lease they want, so we kind of left it at, Rockwell's landscaper's gonna draw up
Right.
an area type plan of what they think they want and what it would look like. We were gonna get with me and Lance, cause Lance needs some of that for storage of snow and things still.
I think it's a great idea.
So they're working through that. I just wanted to clue you in that that's happening and then we'll bring it back. Once we get to the point, if Lance feels like something's workable, we can work the space out, then we'll start talking about what a lease would be, so.
Free parks that somebody takes care of for us.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Okay, thank you.
Lance is sitting there.
And you're playing Monday.
That was all that
That was
I
in the
had.
details.
Should be getting the appraisal on the building today,
Oh, good.
so. I'll send that over
Closing
to you.
date set, yeah.
No, we were waiting for the appraisal, but as soon as we have that, then we can get it scheduled, so.
I did have somebody from the city say, I heard through the grapevine, are you guys interested in leasing any space?
Oh.
To the city.
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday. About that, or was that Monday, one of the 2 days. We'll have to look at what we actually
Right.
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
for a time period,
Yeah.
because if there is a time period that we could lease some of the space, it might not be a bad idea to recoup some of the investment
No
and
visits did for tax,
be able to fix up the other building that we're gonna move them out of.
Right.
pay us for. Same cost that we pay them. Dispatcher. Okay, thank you.
We're glad we're not part of that.
And the
Dispatch?
contractor, who does
Yes.
parking lot and all the structural
Uh-huh.
stuff over there, there's some